In this example, we're going to be using the graphing calculator to help us find the x-intercepts of the graph of the function f of x equals x squared minus 5x minus 6. The steps are listed on the right-hand side. We're going to kind of follow those as we use our graphing calculator to help us graph. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to enter the function into y equals. So you're going to press the y equals button, and you can kind of follow along here to see what keys have been pressed on the graphing calculator. So we're going to type in the function x squared minus 5x minus 6. So we're going to hit this key here, x squared minus 5x minus 6. And then the second step is we're going to press graph. And we want to make sure that we can see where the parabola intersects with the x-axis, and in this case we can. So we can see here and here. So we don't really need to adjust the window for right now. Now, in order to start calculating where the location of those x-intercepts are, we're going to move on to step 3, which says to press second and trace and then select 0. So we're going to hit second, trace, and then we're going to select 0, like so. Now, if we come over to the right-hand side of our screen and we sort of sketch our graph how we see it on the graphing calculator, the reason why we select the 0 is because the location of our x-intercepts here and here both have a y value of 0. So that's why we select the 0 from our graphing calculator. Now, the next part of this is kind of a little tricky. We're going to set the left bound. If you look at the screen of the graphing calculator, it has a question that says left bound question mark. When you hit second trace and then select 0, a little blinking cursor should appear. So you can kind of see this little blinky guy right here. Now, it's really important that when you have this cursor on the screen, that you only use the left arrow key and right arrow key to maneuver that cursor along the path of the parabola. So what we want to do is we want to select one of our x-intercepts. So let's start with the one that's on the left here. We're going to use the left arrow key to place that cursor as close as possible to that x-intercept. Once it's pretty close to that x-intercept, we're going to hit the left arrow key 3 times and press enter. So 1, 2, 3, we're going to hit enter. And as you can see now, on the screen of the graphing calculator, it now says right bound question mark. So that means we need to set the right bound. Before we do that, we want to take that cursor and we want to put it back on the x-intercept that we're trying to find. Now that it's back on the x-intercept, we're going to press the right arrow key 3 times because it's asking for the right bound. So right arrow key 1, 2, 3, and we're going to hit enter. Now the graphing calculator changed the question again, and now it says guess question mark. So what we need to do is we need to press enter one last time in order for the calculator to generate that x-intercept. So as you can see, the x-intercept here on the left side is located at -1, 0. Now we have to repeat this entire process to find where the location of the other x-intercept is. Now, since we actually already have our function in our graphing calculator, we do not have to retype it in. We don't need to regraph because it's already there on the screen for us. So we're actually going to start with step 3. So we're going to hit second and trace again. We're going to select 0 once more because we are trying to find that other x-intercept. But now, since we're trying to find the location of the one that's on the right side, we need to move our cursor over to that x-intercept like so. I'm going to clear out the key press history here. All right, so now it says left bound. So again, if you remember from before, we're going to hit the left arrow key 3 times. So we have our cursor on the x-intercept. When it says left bound, hit the left arrow key and then hit enter. And the question is going to change to the right bound. Before we set the right bound, we want to move that cursor back onto the location of that x-intercept. Okay, get it as close as possible. Then we can hit the right arrow key 3 times from this point. So 1, 2, 3, and hit enter. Now again, the last part of this is when the graphing calculator says guess, you need to hit enter one final time in order for it to generate the location of that x-intercept. So the location of our x-intercept is at 6, 0. Sometimes you might see it written using scientific notation like so. This really just means 0. Okay, so the location of our two x-intercepts then are located at -1, 0 and at 6, 0.